Okay, so this video is just sort of like a tour of the hatchery. When I was first here, the first dozen or so times, I got wildly lost, like a lot, because everything looks exactly the same and it's just like very maze-like for me. So I thought I would do sort of like a tour video. Check the description for timestamps if you're looking for something specific, like if you want to know how to get to this fast travel spot, or if you want to know how to get to the Void Fusion Reactor, or you want to know how to get to the Void Fragment, or the Volga Strategic Outpost. All of that is going to be in the description with timestamps. And I'll also include all of the vault locations that I'm aware of inside of the hatchery itself, because there's actually quite a few. So let's just start. We're on the absolute top. This is how you enter the first time, if this looks vaguely familiar at all. When you're coming from upper hatchery and technically entering into the hatchery, there's nothing back there. It's just like it's just vacant back there. You're like, oh my god, everything looks exactly the same. Now what? So basically, what worked for me in this situation is relying mostly on the compass in the little mini thing in the top left. Before we get so rudely interrupted, hang on. Okay, now that you know I'm complete trash. Alright, let's move on. Okay. So we're gonna head this way, and we're gonna start in the south. So keep an eye on the compass. Here's a hologram. If it spawns in, it'll be up here. There'll be a vault up here. We're in the southeast corner of the room. East, southeast, depending on sort of which way you're looking. This is how I get from floor to floor to floor. I mean, obviously there's like no real fall damage, so you can just like drop down here. But if you want to go through all 3 floors without like doing that, I do it on this side here. Because there's all these platforms here. You can get up and down and stuff on this side. So this is the southeast side. Hologram. Potential vault position is up there. Surveillance. Okay, so this is the full south side. There's nothing back here, but I think you come back here for like one of the fights. I can't remember the fighting right off, but I do have memories of fighting enemies back here, but that's all this is, just like a battlefield area. One of the battlefield areas up here. So now we're on the west side, and there is another potential vault here. If it spawns in, it'll be back in this little dead end area, right back here. It'll be like right there, or anywhere in this room. But I've seen it usually gets wall, but it doesn't matter. So this is the west side. So basically, west side vault, enter from the north. East side has the platforms to get up and down, and then south side is just sort of like fighting. So now we're going to go down to the middle floor, what is ultimately the middle floor. And that's where a lot of the good stuff is on the middle floor. Sorry, Valby. Okay. So here's a surveillance thing. We're gonna start by going this way. This sort of runs the outer edge, and this, if it looks familiar, because you've done like one of the missions in here, I think this mission, the Lower Hatchery one, is in this area, is what this is. these guys. Okay, so on the middle level, if we face sort of like southeast area, I just heard something spawn in. Okay, southeast, these are the platforms and the way you can get down in like one of the surveillance towers. Northeast, which is the way we came. I'm gonna go back this way. This is gonna lead to that outside transporter fast travel spot that you probably found once and then can't find again. So from the middle area, go northeast. And this looks familiar from the hatchery mission fighting area. So you definitely want to come back here and activate the transporter so that this becomes a fast travel spot for you. Remember, that connects up to the platforms in the southeast area. Over there. Alright, so we're coming from northeast. It's northeast. So northwest area is going to be what leads to the bio lab. Call the Descendant mission. Calling of the Descendant. Duty of the Descendant mission. It's right there. So now the last direction is going to be southwest. This will lead to the Void Fusion Reactor and the Vulgus Strategic Outpost. This little hallway on the right is where you can find the Void Fusion Reactor and another surveillance tower. So if you're looking for this bad boy, it's right here. No, thank you. So if we continue down the hallway from the center, and go this way and go left, this will take us outside. If you're collecting echoes and journal entries, there is one back here. I don't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head. But by the gate to the mountaintops, there's an echo. Like on this little sticky outy thing. Yeah, you can sort of see. I've already picked it up, so it's real faint, but it's right there. And I'll look it up, and I'll put in the description which echo it is, but... Because I did write it down. But I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. So the other tactical transporters back here, you're definitely going to want to activate this. Just so that you have it. Because if anyone who's tried to come back into the hatchery after doing it without activating the tactical transporter knows you have to rerun the upper hatchery mission because those walls show up again midway mission. So you can't just like run into the hatchery from the outpost. Unfortunately, you just can't do it. Okay, so from there, here's the fire void fragment. The strategic outpost. And then that door and this cave, rude, connect. And this is where the middle floor vault is. I've seen it here against this wall, but it can probably be pretty much anywhere. And I should point out, it's not gonna work right now because there isn't one there. Follow me in here. Okay, so right in this little bit right here, on the top floor is the vault that's on the platforms in the southeast side. They're not coming inside. Okay. This area right here. So, because of the way the scan works, if there's a vault, an encrypted vault showing up on the top platform inside on the upper floor, you will get a ping through this wall. And it's not working right now because there isn't a vault there. It didn't spawn in this time. But if you're looking for the vault back here and you don't see it and you're getting a ping when you're facing this northwest wall, you're most likely pinging off of the upper floor vault instead. So just sort of like be aware of that. So I figured that out. I was like, oh, alright. Alright. And the thing is, actually, there's a vault over here, too, right off of, like, the outpost. And if you stand here and ping this way, it'll ping off of the same thing. Even though there's no vault over here. It's sort of like... Like, I appreciate that the scan goes through walls, I do. But sometimes I'm like, okay, that's a little far away. Maybe don't do that. But, that's alright. And as hard as I try, I can't make that jump. Like, I think it would be really cool to be able to jump from here down to there. But I've never been able to do it. I don't know. Maybe you can do it. I can't do it. Alright, and this is going to take like 80 years for me to run back. So I'm going to put a cut here. So rude. I'm going to put a cut here. And I'll meet you back in the middle floor in the center area. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back inside on the middle floor, and we're gonna go to the south or to the bottom red floor now. And I'm gonna use the southeast or east platforms to get down there. Or I'm just gonna fall like a weirdo. Okay. Alright, so down here on the bottom floor there are a few things. Over here on like the northeast side. The only thing that I have found back here are the potential for 2 vaults, because there's 2 holograms. There's one there, and then there's one there. I have yet to have one spawn. Watch it spawn in. I'm assuming it spawns in here, but I haven't actually seen it yet. On the other side, however, it does spawn in this room, or it has for me. So there's 2 right here. Oh, there's one here right now. So that's all that's on this side. Are potentially 2 vaults. At least all I've seen. So the only other thing that I've found over here is on the other side, and it's another vault. Okay, so there's another surveillance tower here. These rooms are actually empty. I don't know if they meant to do stuff down here and they just didn't, or if there's going to be like a DLC down here. Because I've never really found anything back here. Watch there be something back here. But there is one more vault down on this level. And it's in this area. So there's the hologram for it. So if we come to the edge, drop down. Drop down, it's in here. So there you go. So there's sort of like a general run through of the hatchery and how to find everything. Again, check the description for timestamps if you're looking for something specific like the outpost or the void fragment or anything like that. But if you have any questions, I might be able to answer them because I've been in the hatchery now for a really long time. So if you have any questions about it, I will do my best. Just leave a comment.